Howdy, howdy, and welcome to Gaming with Hellfire. Today we are playing Gems of War. Now, this game I have a love-hate relationship with. It's a game that is a lot of fun, and you actually mentally have to get into this game and you have to know how to put teams together and what works well with what and what's going to take down like this other team and like very specific things. Um, if you play this game and you are not in a guild, I highly recommend getting into one, preferably one that is active, because that's the only way to play the game. You get so many more bonuses and you get to meet people that play the game and like on a regular type of play the game, and it can help you build teams and knowledge about the game. I will start off by saying I am not good at this game. I am a very stubborn player, so I have the same team for almost everything I do, which is not how the game is played, but it's how I play it. As you can see here, I don't even know how to do this anymore. Nope, that's not it. That's not it either. Nope. Yeah, so there's a way you can zoom in and out, but this is all the kingdoms that you can play with. Go down to menu here. Now, I'm gonna butcher so many names during this, so please bear with me. Crystara is what I am gonna call it. This is kind of like an underworld, and they also keep adding. Oh my goodness, they've added a lot since I've been on here last. So let's be honest, I have not played this game in maybe a month. I am blessed to have a guild or be in a guild that is okay with me having a leave of absence. There's a lot of higher ranking guilds that are not so nice to that, especially after you reach like the top 200 guilds. Let's just check in on this. There is some pay to play if you want to. I have done a little bit of that. I'm just going to go ahead and claim all these things here. I'll explain kind of like as we go. Oh, we're going to evolve some metals. This is a new thing. I don't completely understand it. I don't care for it, but it's there. So I do have 3 and I do have 3 already equipped in the top of my screen, top center. And I don't even know what I have equipped. But whatever it is, it could be worse. That's about all I have to say about that, because I really don't know. So, okay, so I have this one, so I get plus 8 life for all troops. That's the green one there. And then I have this one also up there, which is a plus 10% chance to cleanse each troop when my turn begins. Also very helpful. And then I have the plus 8 armor for all troops. Oops. Which is great. Like, I don't know. As you can tell, I definitely haven't been here. I have a ton of chests. And I skip through and then I'll come up here and I'll be like, okay, so I have a legendary card, and the legendary card is a Shintang card, and this is what it does, and these are the extra traits after you get them traded up, and this is what he does as a base card, which apparently I have him at level 19, so I probably have several. Or I've had several, so I typically scroll down, blah blah blah. I already have the team I use. I don't look at other troops very often unless I am forced to. So we have some event keys. I like that these change fairly often. And see, I just got Manticore Cub. Oh, look at him! He's actually really cute. I don't ever use these cards either. They're nice as kind of like a collector kind of card. Charm the first enemy and drain their mana by 3. It's a level 1, so once you get them up to like a level 19 or 20, it's probably very, very helpful. And then, of course, allied monsters gain 2 life, which is cool. Gain 1 life for each yellow ally, and reduce damage from spells by 25%. All those can be very, very helpful, and you can build a team around this card for sure. You can make a little monster team and have a bunch of cute cards on there. But let's see, I won't bore you with too much of this. Got some more new cards. Ah, Kristen X. Now this is one of my favorite cards. He's almost always on my team. He removes all gems of a chosen color, which means it'll pop up a little bar on the left-hand side when you go to use him. It'll tell you how much of each color is on the board. And you typically want to pick the highest number or something that's not going to hurt you. Say if you need purples for another card, but purple, you have a ton of those. I mean, yeah, you probably want to use all those purples, but you also may not want to. It depends on what state your other card is in and how the other team's doing. So, and I have him fully traded up, so you cannot entangle him, which is awesome. Reduce damage from skulls by 50%. Gain enchant when matching purple gems. I'm going to go ahead and tell you that a lot of this stuff I don't fully comprehend. I don't go and read about it on forums, and I don't research it. Now, if I have a special, or specific, I should say, a specific task I need to have done, I can just pop into my guild chat, which you can do in-game, or my guild and other guilds have a PlayStation chat, and some of them may have multiple chats for this, that, and the other, or they even have communities for each specific thing, so people can post, okay, these are probably the best cards for this option, for this game. Oh my gosh, I have so many keys. Oh my gosh. And I had like 1,000. I figured I'd be... Okay, 59. It's a lot. It's a lot. I never use my guild keys. We're only at a level 4 for the chest for this week. And let's see, so when I go into my guild... I'm sorry. This shield changes every time I log in. It's hilarious. I think just about anyone in the guild can change it. And this is purple, so it's good, but it's way different than what we had been putting up there. So we have Fallen Silent, which is one of the games. I have not played that one. That's a new one for me. And somebody has registered for Guild Wars, which in the guild I'm in, we kind of loathe Guild Wars. It's not, I mean, they would like if you would play it, but you don't have to. There are guilds that you will be in that they require you to log in every day for the Guild Wars. Because if you do the Guild Wars that day and you win all your battles and you don't take any damage, things like that, the higher your points will be. So by the end of the week, I mean, there's tallies and stuff, so let's see, we have, there's a boss one, Towers is not too bad if you get the card that they're advertising. So that's you have to use a lot of currency. And the main currency is gold, but there's also like, I don't know what you would call it. It would be like gems, but it's kind of like a diamond, but then you have this other set that looks like a diamond too, but I don't know if that's just a gem. Lots of currency. So if you look up to the top right of the screen here. It says, you know, I have 189,000 gold. I make 621 gold an hour. It also has glory, which is the little wings there. I have 6,600 of that. Souls, which is the circle with the little flash of light in it. I have 55,000 of that. And the one below that, the diamond looking thing, is a really big part of the currency. That's how you get some special items. So if I come over here to the shop, I can pay money, which I can't say I haven't done. And then you have glory, and then you have the little diamond looking things here. And if you're running short on something, you just pop in, you're like, hey man, I need this. And then you click on it, and then you're like, okay, so I just spent that and I got 75,000 gold. Is it worth it? Probably not. They do have VIP preferences. I only have a level 3, which means I have spent maybe 30 bucks, 50 bucks, something like that on the game. But that's when I was in guilds that it was like mandated that you hit these marks. And I didn't like that, so I would retire and pretty much throw the game out for a little bit. And sometimes I would still go in that following week and play a little bit. I even made my own guild at one point in time. I have no idea what happened with that guild because I left them to be where I'm at today. It was not an active guild. All my good players were poached yeah, most of the time they're poached. Like, they'll be like, oh hey man, you know, you can poach anybody in global chat. You really can. If you find somebody that's going to help you more and they're like, hey man, if your guild's not active, come over here. Fine lines. But it goes all the way up, I think, to 20? 20, yeah. And you get all the perks that are listed to the left there, which it does matter. Because you wouldn't think so, but the plus 20 team slots, this is the slots that I'll show you. I'll just show you guys. We'll just get out of the shop. But so this little cub thing, I can actually buy him with glory. I have 6,600 glory. And if I want him to be mythic, I'd have to spend 13,000, which I don't have. But I mean, if I wanted him to be ultra rare, I can just do that, and then I get that, and I get some other things. Right. I don't worry about the specials too much. So here we have our troops. You can order them by color. You can look at them at anything you would like, name-wise, attribute-wise, kingdom. And some of these aren't kingdoms, I believe. If they are, they might be on the dark side. Kind of like in the underworld kind of deal. You can do it by special effects. So like if you're looking for something specific, like you need somebody to help barrier your cards, you just click on that and the thing will just pop right on up there. And you just build. You have to know. You have to know your cards. And you could spend such a long time going through all of these cards. Because, I mean, let me go up to my character here. Oops. And it should tell me. Nope. That's alright. I should be able to see it. Okay, here we go. So I have 687 troops of 844. I have way more cards than that, but this is talking about like individual troops. So there's a lot I don't have, and it didn't used to be that big of a gap. This is what not playing much in 2020 does. even though I've been home for 2.5 months, this is not a game I've like gone in and been like hardcore, yes. But I do have an advantage because I've been in this guild since close to the very beginning. 787 days in this guild. It says I last was seen 20 days ago. If that tells you anything about if you have a good standing with your guild, if you have a guild master, guild leader, whatever you want to call him, and he's okay with it, then that's great. Those are the guilds you need to get into. There's participation every week that is required of the guild, and it's just try. Put in a little bit of everything. So let me go down here to the guild. Actually click on it. So these are our guardians that we try to help with. And the more we rank them up, the better the rewards will be. So coming into here, they added the epic section. Not too long ago. I think it's been this year. I really don't know what that's for. That's for like guilds that get bored because they complete this, which is probably like it's definitely millions and millions, because if the 12th tier of each task is like 750,000. So you start out with like 5,000, 10,000, and it just keeps carrying up. And that's a lot of money. So you do have, it does keep track. You do get sills. Sills you can use in particular ways in the game. Like, oh man, I'm drawing blanks tonight, guys. Sorry about that. So I do have an Orb of Clans, which I'm going to go ahead and use because I haven't played. So that'll give me at least 300 more sills on top of what I have. Now, from what I understand with this, because this helps everyone in the guild, and because it gives you like better chest upgrades and things of that nature when it comes to the, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to step out of this thing every time. To the guild keys, and if you don't have guild keys, I believe you can use those points to kind of help. So we're gonna pretend like I knew what I was talking about right there. So if I come down here and I find my name, I am not going to see anything on there. I've only put in 27 million in the past couple of years. I only have 79,000 sills that I have contributed to this. And I mean, I was never a big trophy person, but they had recently put in there that like every battle you get trophies if you win, which has helped tremendously with people that don't like things like PvP or Guild Wars. And the PvP is not really PvP, it's really PvAI. So you're playing other people's actual teams, but an AI is playing those teams against you. It's not like live interactive with, you know what I'm saying. It's not actual PvP, but it is you playing another person's actual decks. These are not decks made up by the game. These are actual people's real decks that they post for PvP. So the guild I'm in, we are 144 in the league. That's out of every guild in this game, which says a lot because there are a lot of people that play this. And let's see here. Alright, so we can, I guess, we can try Fallen Silent, which this will be my first time playing it. It says I have 16 battles remaining. Earn 4 more battles in 2 hours and 10 minutes. So when they do their resets, well, what I call a reset. It's a daily reset for a lot of these things. Let's see, it's almost 1 in the morning as I'm recording this. So it'll be 3 a.m. by the time the reset happens, which is about normal. It's about 2 or 3 a.m. It depends on what time of the year we're in, whether or not we've fallen back or spring forward and all that good stuff. Alright, so we have, looks like four places here, and 2 of them look the same. So we're just gonna click on the bottom one here, and it says that there's a specific kingdom and specific mana colors that your team will have to be, and you do have to make these teams every time there's a reset for them. So you can make the teams and play them all week, but once that game ends, it's going to be a different team. It erases what you have on here. So I typically will come in here and I will look at level? Upgradable, level. We'll just look at level. That way I don't have to like upgrade a card too much. So what I'm trying to do is I'm going to try to put together the best team I can with what they have given me. Now you'll see that there are other colors on here in the top left hand of each card. As long as one of the colors is yellow or... is it yellow and black? Yeah, yellow and black, it's fine. It'll be fine. So let's go back down here and do the level. So we have Emperor Corvash, which used to be a very, very big card, but I think he got nerfed quite a bit. Let's see, deal 26 true damage to the first 2 enemies, stun them, and drain their mana. He is still a force to reckon with if you can get a good team behind him. So he gains 3 to all skill points if in first position, which is where you always, always, always want him. And of course he stuns enemies and stuff like that. So we're going to recruit him. So he is blue and black. So we need to get a card now that is not those 2 colors per se. So let's see what we got going on here. I'm not used to playing these. So, and also it's a human / monster. So I'm probably going to look for monster cards just so I can get a bonus for having all of the same. You need at least 3 to get a good bonus. Create 8 yellow and blue gems. No, I'm not the person that plays those. Alright, so we have another monster here. Of course we have that one as a monster. So, okay, so I don't have to. So since he's human and monster, I can go with a human set. Which I don't know, this is a little on the harder side for me. And this is a tower card, so this is probably not something I'm going to do because we're not going to be fighting any towers. So that leaves, let's see. Hunter's Mark an enemy, summon a Warhawk, and create 7 red gems. It starts battle with 50% mana, so that's cool. That's what I hate about a lot of these human cards. They don't do a whole lot for me because I don't necessarily have that side of my brain functioning with stuff like this. Deal 19 damage to enemy troop, deal double damage to the enemy is stunned. Then I stunned the enemy. Okay. So I'm going to recruit her. She is only a level 10, so I need to upgrade her, which I will use souls to do. There's also orbs that can help you with that. And we have traits here, and thankfully I have all the trait stones for these traits. So I can get them all all going here, which that's a make or break when it comes to this game. Like, you need to get your cards traded up because that's where you're going to start getting points. See, like my team score right now is 8,600. So I need to find one more human card that I like, which could be hard. There's a desert mantis. Let's see what he does. Oh, that's right. We just looked at him. So, moneylender. Boosted by my gold. Maximum of 14 gems. Nah. Nah. Create 7 gems of a chosen type. Cleanse all allies and give them 16 armor. You know what? Why not? So, and then for this last one, I typically... Oh lord, I only have these 3 to choose from. We'll choose one of for my hero to go in. Because my hero will have another set of traits all to herself. Deal 24 damage to a random enemy and silence them. Gems, pull an enemy. I think this one's going to be a good one. This one right here. So we'll go to R1. Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and upgrade this to that. That way that's not completely terrible. So we have the problem here where we have yellows, a yellow and blue, and a yellow and blue back to back, which means my card probably will rarely receive anything. So actually I'm going to reorder. I'm going to put that troop there because I would prefer to have the second one die before the fourth one. So, and then you can also change the banners here, which I'm going to be very, very yellow heavy if I can. So I'm going to look for a thing that has 2 yellows, or a yellow with 2 plus signs. A black, is it? So that one's not bad. I would prefer to be 2 yellow with a blue. Let's see if that's even a thing. 2 yellow and a red. 2 yellow and a green. It doesn't look like they have it, so I'm going to stick with what I have it under. You just back out, and we're going to go ahead and go into the first game, which I'm sure you guys are like, come on Hellfire, shh, and just play the game. So this game reminds me a whole lot of like a cross between Magic and Bejeweled, except the game itself is keeping track of all the things. So 4 and 5 matches are always really good. My hero is set up to take damage off of the last card on the enemy side for every 4 or 5 gem match, which is pretty awesome if I do say so myself. So we're just going to keep matching these, and everything we match will help add the points to those cards so they can be used. And I promise I will not defeat this team until I show you at least what one of the cards will do. Oh, don't need purple. That's out of habit, because my team that I normally would use is all about some purple. Alright, so here's what we have. So I will hit L1, hit the triangle. It's going to tell me what my character's going to do and its potentials, and then you cast it and it does its thing. I don't know what that new thing is, but okay. So now it's telling me to go over here and fight. So that's what we're gonna do. So this apparently I have been over here, because this is a No, this is the team. I just picked it. It does not look the same. Alright, so the third one's already charged, so we're gonna go ahead. There's gonna do 24 damage to an enemy, deal double damage if the enemy is stunned, and it's gonna stun an enemy. And it's gonna let me pick. So typically you'd want to pick the one that's gonna cause the most trouble to you, or do the hardest hit. I typically like to choose one of the last two cards because the AI will typically be like, oh, hard card's here. Well, that's really all there is to the game. They keep adding a lot to the game, which is pretty awesome. It can get overwhelming at times, so don't be surprised if you download the game and you hear people complaining in global and stuff. Temple Treasure 2. I wonder what that is. Oh. I don't know what I'm doing, but we're just gonna play this out. Let's see, we'll go with black for that round. Some yellow. Now this game could take a lot of concentration. When I first started, it wasn't so much of a concentration kind of game. It was more of a lounge back and... Ooh, the champion level 49. Don't know what that means. So I guess I'm just gonna keep playing. But yeah, this is the premise of the entire game. So if you have it, awesome. Drop a comment below. Like the video. I'm probably like a lot of players. I have no idea what I am doing. Which benefits to the people that actually know what they're doing and take this game rather seriously. Let me get more money that way. Let's see. Yeah, I would love to know who you are in game, and if you have a favorite team, that's... Oh, I need to be collecting that stuff. Token of songs. Oh, more orbs. Orbs of chaos, actually. Oh, get to evolve a badge. See what happens when you're not here very much. Which I do not recommend doing this to your teammates. But let's see where they're at. So... Alright, so I'm 17th. I have no collectibles. And my score is very low, but I'm not the only one down on there. So, let's see. So that's kind of how you play the game. I'll go into the guild here, and I'll pick a task. And they have two highlighted. This one I know I can finish, so I'm going to go ahead and just complete that. It'll drain all my gold, but that's alright. That's what it's there for. You can always buy more, right? And it'll pop up that you did it. I'm going to claim the battles I won. So now my roster thing's going to look a lot better. And that's essentially what they want. They do kind of want you to play all the games as well, but they're more worried about like, okay, we'll play the game and collect the seals so we know you're playing, and you'll get trophies for playing the game, so you just keep playing. If you don't have all your kingdoms leveled all the way up, they don't expect any gold from you. As you can see, I am level 1101, which I should be a lot higher with how long I've been on the game. But you know, it's all about having fun. If you're not having fun, then why play it, right? So it even says up here, guild task reward and who did it, which is 500 shards. I guess that's fine. I don't use them, but there's always going to be a time you're like, oh man, I wish I had. So you just kind of go with it. And I think you can look at guild activity. you can. So it'll also tell you here like who has submitted things and done things, and it's really cool because you get to see how your guildmates are doing. Um, and some people do it like super early and they get their stuff in, but definitely giving a shout out to my guild, Order of the Trombone, which is actually pretty funny because we are called the Tromboners, which is hilarious. But it's still the Order of the Trombone. It's there. It's awesome. Find a guild like us. Just do it. And that'll be it for today. If you play Gems of War, like I said earlier, drop your name down there and like what guild you're in, and maybe your favorite card. And we'll see, like we can tally it up and see like what the all-time favorite card is. And of like real people that watch YouTube and do the stuff and the things. But yeah, hit that subscribe button if you want to keep in touch there. Hit the notification button if you want to see more from me. And hit that like button because you know you did. And I thank y'all for stopping by. Have a good one.